Hello, welcome to another video. Today I'm going to show you my garage gym, as because of the situation right now, the whole lockdown thing, a lot of people are starting to create their own garage gyms. I've had mine for 2.5, 3 years now, so I thought I'd show you around and show you what I've got, what I started with. So let's go. As you can see, I come in the door and you probably can see pretty much the whole gym from there, but I'll take you around bit by bit. We'll start down the far end where I've got all my cardio pieces, and then we'll work our way up back to the door. I'll start with the cardio pieces that I have. The main one being, as you can see, the NordicTrack treadmill. This is actually one of their home treadmills. It's the 1650C. It's actually the newest bit of equipment that I've got, and yeah, I love it. I've been using it, long runs on it. People think I've lost the plot. But the main reason for getting this was, one, where I live is fairly flat, there's only a few hills, so I can't get much elevation in, so with a treadmill, I've got hills to my heart's content, basically. Another reason for getting a treadmill is I can actually do specific sessions, so I can do intervals on the treadmill and then use parts of the gym to replicate obstacles for training, so that'll be massive for me when it comes to racing, because that transition time will get a lot better. I'll be used to running straight into a obstacle, whereas up until now, well, I haven't done these specific sessions yet because there's no races. I would do my running and then my obstacle training would be completely separate. So now I can blend the two, which would make me a much more efficient and better racer, which is obviously what I want. And moving on to the other bits of equipment I have. So you've got a treadmill here. I've got a Cyclops Turbo trainer. It's just folded away now. I'll put my road bike on. I don't cycle on the road, never do. So I use the turbo. Something I use to help build my volume on the bike, because it's less impact on the body, bones, joints, ligaments. And then the first bit of equipment I actually ever had was this home grow machine here. My wife actually bought it for herself and put it in the garage, and then I turned the garage into a gym. So yeah, that's great. I just mainly use it to warm up really and things like that, because it's great full body exercise. My mountain bike there that I was to go out mountain biking on, so it's just stored in here. And then I'll bring you around to my dumbbell rack. I've got from 10 kilos all the way up to 40. There's a couple missing, but yeah, basically got them all, everything that I use and need. A few bands for band resistant work, rehab work and things like that, just to help. I mainly again use it to warming up joints and for rehab. Hoover to keep the place clean, because my dog comes in here and makes it a mess, puts hair everywhere. Moving on, I've got TRX. Most people know I've used TRX in a lot of gyms. Again, great bit of kit. I can literally take it away with me on holiday, things like that, and use it for all sorts. Rig attachments, because if you look up here, if you follow me on Instagram, you'll see me on this bad boy a lot. It's my rig that I made. It's made from, it started off with, I've got punch bag holders to hold them up with, and then I actually made nunchucks out of trees that I cut down in the garden. That's how I started. And then once the nunchuck, I wanted more than just nunchucks, I actually reached out to Foz and I got a load of different bits made, from these balls to a rope, and then I got Gibbons as well, which currently don't have up because I smashed my head on them if I leave them up. Moving on to the other side of the gym, I actually have a cable crossover machine, as you can see, and it's stacked from 5 to 75 kilos on each side. The top ones swivel, and I have all the cable attachments here. This was this was the second bit of equipment I got to start off with. I'll show you my first bit of equipment when we get onto it. But yeah, it's a great bit of kit. It's got the attachments down the bottom. They don't swivel, but again, this is something I use on a daily basis when I'm training here. Let's move on to a newer bit of equipment that I actually got for Christmas. Is this T-bar row attachment down here. So it swivels like so. Put the barbell in there. You can do everything from rows to presses to twisting exercise to build your core strength. So that's a great bit of kit. It's something I've used quite a lot recently. And then up here I have a couple of belts and some skipping ropes. Got 2 of them. Use the belts obviously for bracing with compound lifts like squat, deadlift. And I also will attach weights to them for pull-ups. Moving around, up here I have the Easy Bar and a Hex deadlift bar. Both of them are fairly new additions and great bits of kit to have. I didn't have them to start off with, but as time's gone on, I've wanted to add more to the gym. They're great additions, and obviously folding them around up on the wall saves a lot of space. And then we have plates for the barbells. Also have a standard lifting straight Olympic barbell as well. So I have plates. The plates and the barbell were the first bit of equipment I ever got, because that's obviously the fundamentals of my training I can do with that. So I think I've actually lent some weights to my brother, but I've got about 160 kilos worth of plates in total when I get what my brother's borrowing back off him. Moving on, I've got a box, which obviously you flip it around all different ways and it's different heights. So plyometrics on that. I'll use it for step ups, box jumps, jumping off, jumping on, sit on it and do calf raises, seated calf raises. So that's a great bit of kit. It didn't cost me a lot of money at all, and that's a addition that's been, I got probably about 6 months ago, and I love it. Use it a lot. As you can see, my foot marks are all over it. If we come back here, you can actually see my squat rack, or power rack as some people called it. This was the second bit of equipment I ever got to go with the plate and barbell. So I've got the rack. It's got pull-up bar at the top with obviously all the different handholds. I can change the height, the pin heights, and obviously you've got the safety bars at the bottom where I can change the height of. Attached to here, also got a set of rings, which I've had about just over a year now, which are great. I use them for dips, pull-ups, and I'll also sometimes put them on the rig, so it's like a race as well, so when you have rings. Coming down here, I've actually got 2 sandbags. I've got 30 kilos, which is 66 pounds, and then a 50-pound rec bag. I love the rec bag. It's just great because it's what you see in racing most of the time. And since having that, had it for a year and a half, it's been a great bit of kit. Use it a lot. I can run with it. I can just do exercises with it. It's just fabulous. I love it. And then also down here, I'm not sure if you can see because of the light, I've actually got a battle rope, which is tied around on the post for the power rack, and I'll drag it up the end and can do all sorts of that like you normally with a battle rope. Another one I double that up for is I'll actually tie it to the pull-up bar, sit on the floor and just do legless rope climbs because I love climbing a rope legless. And I'm sure, as you can see here, my fabulous spear that I've not had a chance to use that because it's so new. I haven't had a chance to get a hay bale since this lockdown, so that's just been sitting in the corner waiting for me to use it when this is over and I can get hold of a hay bale. And I've also got a bench. This goes decline, incline, all the way up to seated. I actually drilled a few of my own holes to make it move even more. And then over here I've just got a couple of mats that I can use for core exercises. And also I missed it under here. I made myself a 50 kilo sandbag because what I had wasn't heavy enough for certain things I wanted to do with. So that's handy, get that out every now and again and throw it around. Something a bit different and can be a bit awkward at times because of the shape of it. And I think that's pretty much everything I've got in here. That's a brief overview of everything I've got. Like I said, my first bit of equipment was the plates and the barbell. Pretty standard, come together. You can basically, if I had to say pick one bit, that's one bit of equipment, that's what it'd be. You can train absolutely everything with that. And then I got the power rack, it's so much better. You can stand the barbell up, I can do pull-ups then, and that opens a whole host of new exercises. And then the following bits of equipment were the bench and the dumbbells. I got all them pretty soon on when I first started making my garage gym, which was like 3 years ago now. And then after that, I just had that for a while, because that's all you need. You don't need much more than that. A lot of the equipment in here, I don't need it, but it makes my life a lot easier to train in, and enables me to train in a number of different ways that I wouldn't be able to otherwise. Then after that, I got the cable machine, which was a pain in the backside to put together. But I eventually done it. One of my mates came around and helped me. It probably took us a good 8 hours to do it, and I love it. I use it all the time. Fabulous bit of kit. It wasn't relatively expensive for what it is and the amount I use it. So if I had to pick bits I'd have, they were the first bits of kit I got. And then obviously I moved on to getting different sorts of like attachments for the cable machine, and then my like cardio bits. I've got the road bike, I've got the turbo, and eventually I've got the treadmill now. And there's one last thing that you guys have probably noticed that I've got on the wall here, like trophies and checks from races. And people always ask me like, oh, you got all your trophies and checks out. Oh, that's so cool. It's interesting here, if you notice, you can notice if you look at them, they're all second place. Well, bar that one is third place. I don't put any of my first place trophies up. They can go in the loft for another day. I keep these ones out because if I walk in that door right there and see these, and say if it's a day where I'm lacking a little bit of motivation, I'll see them and think, oh, I'm not training for a second place medal. I'll do it to come first. And I know I've got the ability to, so it gives me a kick up the backside to say I don't want another one of these again. Not saying that they're not a great achievement, like they are, but I always want to do better. I want to push myself to be the best I can. And that is one of the main reasons I've got the gym. It enables me to do the best I can. And like, there's no excuses. If I need to train a certain time, a certain way, taking up a certain amount of space, I can do it all here. I've got everything I need. That is my main reason for having this gym. It saves me a load of times where I know traveling to and from the gym. So I would recommend everyone to a home gym personally. I absolutely love it. Obviously, it's expensive, but this has been like 3 years, adding little bits here, little bits there, getting birthday presents, Christmas presents, things to go in the gym. That is me. It's what I enjoy doing. Love spending my time doing it. So if you've got any questions on how I've done it, what I've done it, where I got my equipment from, how I researched it to find out the best bits for me, then let me know and I'll be happy to help. And if there's any other bits that you think I may have skipped over, let me know and I'll show you some more. Thanks. I'll see you in the next video.